Hey guys, and welcome to Game Jammin. Today I want to talk to you about Season 3 of Overwatch Competitive. So I just did my placement matches, and I want to talk to you about my experiences doing the placement matches, how I've changed my ideology a little bit for how I'm doing them, and the results of how that went. So what I ended up doing is in the last few weeks of Season 2, I kind of changed up that I was starting to analyze the wins and losses of having, the characters I was playing, and trying to come up with some rules that I could use that hopefully would lead me to be playing better at the game overall. So the rules I came up with were as follows. I first started off with that I should always warm up before I play a competitive game. A lot of times I come home from work and I'm like, I'm just going to play a competitive game. Don't worry, I'll figure it out along the way. But what I found out was that if I spent a little bit of time doing warm-ups, whether doing training exercises or if I just go play some quick play, that I would do, I would think I should do better overall if I did that. That seems fairly obvious, right? So the next thing is to reduce the amount of deaths. Now, if you've ever seen me stream or played a game, I'm a very aggressive player, and generally, you'll find me more likely to be the first person on point instead of the last person on point. And so, for me, it was very important to reduce the amount of deaths I had, because I did not have the opposite problem being not aggressive enough. So that was important for me to do. And then the next one was to take breaks or do some quick play between losses. So a lot of times I would chain together losses because I was like, I did so bad, or my teammates were terrible, or whatever reason I had, and I would just go, I'm gonna play anyways, and just keep going. And that's just not a good mentality to have. It's not good for competitive. What you should do is just slow down a little bit, think, what did I do wrong in the last game? And going along that point, I decided that I should analyze my losses between rounds and think about what did I do wrong before I went into the next game. So again, a lot of times it's really easy to blame teammates and say, my teammates were terrible, the DPSs weren't doing their job, or something to that extent. But I think that's a bad attitude to have when you're playing a game. You should be thinking about what can you do yourself. Now, sometimes you were the best player on the team, but was there something else you could have done? Probably there was. So along those lines, I'm already recording my videos anyways, or recording my games. So just go take a look at your previous game. What do you think you did wrong? Just come up with something that you can learn from the experience so that when you go into your next game, you are getting at least a little bit better here and there. The last 2 points actually involve playing the game itself besides the reducing deaths. But one thing that I was doing a pretty bad job of was I wasn't doing a good job of communicating with teammates. So sometimes I'd be like, hey guys, I'm on team chat. But then as soon as they get on team chat and we've made our picks, we don't say a single word for the rest of the round. Now, sometimes it works out anyways, and you just have good teammates that were working well together. But why can't I communicate? Why can't I be calling out picks? Or why can't I be saying, hey, I'm going to push in now, or I have an ult, or something to that extent? Even those little bits here and there, even if no one else is communicating, you communicating and saying, giving some sort of information could be helpful to the teammates. And I found that more often I was communicating, the more likely I was to get communications reciprocated. So somebody saying, oh yeah, this guy's low, you should go take him out. Or we're all pushing in right now, let's go do it. The more we did that, the better games went. And the final one is more relevant to me. It may not be relevant to you. I feel like I've got a good breadth of characters I can play, and I'm not uncomfortable playing different characters anymore. So what I made the decision was I was always going to pick later. So if somebody was like, I'm a Genji main, that's pretty much all I play, I'd rather let them pick first and take the character that they want than me accidentally take the character. Or if I pick first and we find out the team composition is all wonky. So if I pick toward the end, I could then say, oh, we need a support or we need a tank, I'll go pick a support or tank. Most of the times you'll find that you won't get the supports that you need. So by being able to be flexible like that, I can help make a better team overall. So those were the rules I came up with playing. And then overall, we did our matches, and I think it went pretty well. I ended up going 8 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie, and I'll show some that I was already showing you that footage in the background. But what I found was I was playing a good amount of support and some tank and a little bit of DPS here and there. But overall, I felt like I was playing better, I was having better positioning, I was working with my teammates better, so I think the rules did help out a lot. What I did find is that in the one loss and the one tie I had, I was either not communicating. Well, the loss I would say was a pretty lopsided in that the whole team felt like it was outmatched. But even in that one, I felt like I just didn't do. There was many things that I had messed up in that game. So there was definitely a good reason for the loss. I even marked on my sheet that I was just picking characters. I was playing the flex role, but I was literally just trying out whatever character and hoping it would work, and nothing was working. And then in the tie, we probably could have coordinated a little bit better to get a second point on Volskaya. So again, overall, I'm very happy with that. And with that, we get to figure out what season ranking I got. So I'm gonna reveal it to you on the screen so you guys can see. And there it is. What ends up happening is I did get back into gold. I had left last season at about 2250, so getting at 2150 felt pretty good. Now, some of you might be like, "Wait, you just got 8 wins, or 8 wins in a tie? Shouldn't you get up a higher rank?" Well, actually, anybody that was lower than 2500, what they did was they effectively took a few hundred points off of your ending point from season 2. So getting back to 2150 actually feels pretty good. I'm kind of happy with that ranking. And then I also want to point out that I did play one more game afterwards that ended up being a loss. I only lost 18 points. And I've been hearing that if you're doing good, you should expect to get a lot of points in your rating. So hopefully the next few games I play, if I can string together a few more wins, I should be ranking up fairly quickly and maybe get up to platinum. We'll see. But again, I feel like the rules did a good job of getting me there, and overall, I feel like I'm playing better at the game. Playing more support, but I feel like I'm doing a good job of being a support, so I'm like, okay, just keep it going. That's kind of it. So I want to give a little bit of filling in a little bit about what I felt like to play competitive in the new season. And the last little bit to know is a lot of you have been asking me what golden gun I was going to get. Last season I had just enough money for a golden gun, but I was waiting to kind of analyze my results. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you on my screen which character I ended up picking for the golden gun, and then you can let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!